So finally, my friend.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you too.
All right, so we're okay. We're good to go.
We are definitely okay, Van Dyke.
Will you give me 1 minute to get a drink?
Of course. Now we are talking. Oh yes.
Sir?
Mm. Amazing.
Anyway.
So how was your relationship with Chacarera?
Oh, yeah? No relationship. No, it's just. No, it's just one of those things. It's like in Citizen Kane, there is a rosebud. It's a sled. An old man remembers something that he heard long ago,
Oh.
or something happened, a small item. It took my fascination, and as did everything that was out of the box. I could always tell what was out of the box. I could tell what's coming from somewhere else.
Mm.
And so I figured it was a mariner's song, a sailor or someone of the maybe a fisherman. I thought it was like, but I learned that it was the anti-tango, that it was the people's dance, and so to me it's astonishing because I'm always curious about, they talk about roots and rhythms, but I don't think it's just a casual expression. I think it is the beeline, the direct route to what it is, a sense of place, the territory, a place, and to me, the music that came out in that event, that piece of music came to me first of all, because it's minor and it's wistful. To me, minor is not it's not to, but I do believe minor keys are, they're very introspective. They don't shout at you. They don't have to be great.
I know what you mean.
And to me, I like that to me is attractive in music when it draws you in, and that can be because you just asked me why I imitated that. I tried to, because to me it's signature of something I wish I had the time and the opportunity to learn more about, a grand place
That's nice.
beyond the inventions of our time.
Because you always, I think, a good thing about you is you always say no to great projects like Frank Zappa and David Crosby. Was it hard to say no because I don't know if it wasn't like what is happening to you, but there was like some people like saying, Van Dyke, you're crazy. You're saying no to these projects and you're listening to Chacarera or some crazy thing. So,
Well, no, the point is, I think both of those people you mentioned are very inventive. And with Zappa, I just did, I did three. It is the only thing I can prove is that I did 3 horn charts for him. And I can prove that because I've seen the canceled checks on eBay. And I got, I can see that, and it says Frank and Van Dyke, and
but it was like
and
just 65 or no, it was like just 1 year.
well, yeah, it was before the first album. Before I decided not to go to the album cover shoot. There were reasons. for it. It gets so boring. It doesn't have anything to do with music.
No, I mean, I don't want to. I mean, I'm not into those details, but the opportunity of you to say no, that's amazing. Because there was some people maybe thinking, Van Dyke, you should do this.
Well, I don't know, no, no, but don't get the wrong impression. There is nothing beneath me. I want to lift whatever I can, but I also know what my own ability is. And in both those cases, I didn't want to be in a group and get screamed at or clapped at. I didn't want to do that. I wanted to have the modesty, any job in the studio. Okay, I'll go get the coffee. Do you want some coffee? Do you want to, if you want a Chinese chicken salad at 2 a.m. in the dead of night, and you're the artist that has brought us together, I'll get that Chinese chicken salad for you. I'll make it happen in the studio. I'll do whatever I can to make that experience in the studio a moment of great a direct contact with what is in the heart and on the mind.
That's lovely. Because, for example, when we were speaking, and I couldn't make the interview the other day. I said like Van Dyke is going to hate me. I was like really worried about. But now that I see that you're like not only like for me like a genius, I love your music and your albums, but you're a great person, and I like to speak to you. So we tend to romanticize some kind of artist, and maybe we always like to like the person and the artist.
That's right. That's funny because there are cases where there is an artist who has created, who is an artist. They call them an artist because, and that's a very interesting word to me.
Yes.
I always thought artists are people that had paintbrushes and stuff, but that's what I thought.
Yes.
But then the record people, they decided they'd use that word. Now, there is the artist, and there is, if we just use the expression, there is an artist, and then there is the man, or the individual.
Mm-hmm.
Now, some people can separate them. They think, oh, well, Frank Zappa, and they think, oh, great music. But when they think of Frank Zappa, they don't think of any offenses that he has. And it happened with Leonardo da Vinci, and I understand Michelangelo was a son of a bitch, and Bach beat the ears of the players that fucked up his music in church. He beat them with a cane. Get up, man, get up and do your best. So I always want to be there to do my best in music because I'm not very good. I mean, honest, I'm telling you, just between you and me, I have to work hard. I sweat bullets. I'm no Mozart.
But we tend
I'm no
to
Mozart.
we tend to romanticize too, like inspiration and that kind of things. And I think we don't get enough credit to hard work and being early and those kind of things.
No, everything comes with work to me. And I'll tell you, the best, and I mean, I love just doing it. I take my to me, the great satisfaction, of course, is being able to hear your work. So many people are unable to hear their work. I can hear a lot of my work. There's a lot of my work that I have been forbidden to bring into evidence because I couldn't get any support. Rejection is the ability to be rejected is to me the greatest grace a musician can get, and you hold on to it dearly. Believe in that, and because you learn more from your rejections, I think, than from the flattery.
Definitely.
And so I really try hard, and I'm not proud of my work. I hunger to show what I'm able to do now, and isn't that funny? Because I'm 79. I'm still trying to correct for myself. I mean, I worry about the atomic bomb. and my heart is with every Ukrainian. But the fact is, I got stuff to do.
Of course.
I've got to be a musician. This is what I'm condemned to do, and I don't recommend it. I don't recommend anybody go into the arts in the United States. And if some high school kid and plenty of time does it, no man, don't give up biology. Don't leave us. Don't let the Chinese be the ones that tear down the forests, nor the Americans anyway. But the thing is, we've got to have a balance. The arts are not. It's a hungry world in the arts.
Yes.
I'm hungry. I take it as part to me. I'm sorry.
That's great.
I'm running scared. I'm not putting my feet on the joystick, they call it in the cockpit, when we're at this altitude, with the danger. Just a second.
That's great.
Hey, Richard. Richard, can I show you who I'm talking to?
He's going to be scared, Van Dyke, while you're doing this. You say no to Mothers of Invention, and then on 66, you did like your first single, like Come to the Sunshine. What was part of saying like no to other projects so you can focus on your music? Was that what was going on for you?
Well, no, basically, I always wanted to just be in the studio and learn what it can do. And I think I got there just at the right time, because I went from 3-track to 24-track.
Oh.
I watched that all happen. As that happened, I went 3 to 4. Don't record on adjacent tracks like I did Donovan's Colors. Don't record on that was 4-track. But I went 3-track, started out with 3-track, and then went to 4-track.
That's amazing.
Then bouncing the tape, the technology, the world of rewind. It's something I miss. We don't have that. Things that would hold you back.
But don't you think like adrenaline? I'm sorry for my English, but adrenaline in the studio is not what happened maybe these days, that you can edit like thousands of takes and whatever. It's not like you enter and you say like, okay, this is going to be it. Of course, there are people like record in the same room, but now with the multi tracks, we can try 1,000 times.
No, and everything was muy rapido back then. I'm telling you would do three tunes in 3 hours, 3 tunes in 3 hours. Those and this, that, and the other, and the room would sound. When you do an arrangement with sound. So on that piece, of course, I decided to use the 5 double string instruments. Double string on mandolin is somewhere and so the thing
Amazing.
is, and that quality decifrado. This is what really interests me and makes the instrument sound so simpatico. So we're talking about Come to the Sunshine.
Yes.
So here's the melody. Or actually, I think it's another keep it. But let's just assume. So.
Amazing.
I did the sweep of them, the chromatic sweep. So the whole thing is really the blues. And then. it just really captured and the blues of the Depression. It was supposed to sound like Depression era music, is what we call it. And that was when my dad played with his dance band so that he would go to pay the money to become a doctor. My dad had a dance band, that was the first single. Now, why did I go into a studio? Because Danny Hutton, this guy told me, this friend of mine, told me he could get me a contract at MGM Records. I should be an artist. I didn't want to be an artist. I wanted just to get into the studio because I'd heard some great events in the studio. Spike Jones is the one, my principal, the first big one was Cocktails for Two by Spike Jones. I probably heard that in 48 or 49 when I was 4 or 5 years old. And when I heard that piece called Cocktails for Two by Spike Jones, and tuneful percussion that had notes,
Yes.
and that includes all the mallet work, the marimbas, etc., and so forth, and glockenspiels and everything, and gongs and so forth. Percussion was very, very persuasive on mic, unlike anything I'd heard in real life. And I realized with that piece, Cocktails for Two, that the sonorities of the studio were what I wanted to pursue. I liked that other world. I liked the orchestra. I was going to orchestra, when I was a little boy. Hey, come on. No big deal. Big stuff, big death, big epic death, blood, Sturm und Drang, real bad stuff happened. People were assassinated. I was fascinated when the Pharaoh came in with a chariot and the Pharaoh in Aida had a real live donkey on the stage. A funny thing, opera. I saw many operas.
But after that, like you did that song, "Come to the Sunshine," then you do like number 9 too. But then you came with song cycle. Do you remember how do you put like the musicians, the compositions? Do you write everything for the album, or how was like the creative process before you record that?
Yeah, in song cycle, I everything was deliberated. I mean, I wrote stuff down. Like on the attic. I had 4 cellos play these notes. It was. So
Oh, so great.
and so I write that stuff. All the work I did comes from my if I want to do something, if I want to do something, I bring in those instruments to do. And I thought that really expressed the mystery of finding my father's war mementos, the things from World War II when he had the German officer's Luger pistol that the man gave my dad was a major. My dad got a Bronze Star. One of 30,000 men got a Bronze Star. My dad got one. My dad never fired a shot. Why? He was a doctor. He went to a concentration camp and he was the chief psychiatric examining officer in a concentration camp.
Wow.
When the prisoners were set free.
And like mental health in those kind of years was crazy, I imagine.
But yet, because he was the chief medical man on the scene, the idea is don't give them too much or they'll go into shock. Watch how much they eat. Just keep them alive. So So I come from a family like that do things. I was the fourth boy, and I'm lucky enough to do music. And the studio was the place where I found my contentment.
I listened to your story, amazing, that I wanted to ask you, really lovely, of Mr. Wells.
No, but the importance of the importance in that case of my mother rejecting racism when I was a little boy, and my mother got the racist out of the kitchen and said, "Don't come back."
But why? What was this story?
And no, the story was he had burned a cross. The neighbor had burned a cross. Had been with people. They burned a cross on some Jewish people's lawn.
Oh, but what does it mean to make like a cross? Is they are not going to give the
Well, they
mortgage?
would do that if they would do people. The racists in the South did that kind of thing.
Wow.
They had these crosses. They would burn them. They would burn them, and they would wear white sheets and stuff. So if they were in the Klan, oh yeah, oh yeah, very evil doing. This is carnival on a bad day. Okay, no shit. But anyway, deadly, and so anyway, but that's what it was. It was racism, and she didn't want it, and so. But the point is, no, it wasn't to be able to say, no, you can't come back. No, it had nothing to do with that. In that case, it has to do with be immediate in your justice. Now, don't sit on the fence about this is wrong, address it. Don't play a political comfort. Don't say maybe. No. Somebody needs 50 yards or any amount of rope to just survive, you give them that rope right now. And none of this, like justice, they say justice delayed is justice denied.
Nice.
So if you're a musician and you want to, I think, go to heaven, on a long flowery branch, what you do is you take all your satisfaction in just hearing it. And to me, the best thing is to do it in the company of others. And I have, rather than buy a house and be in the real estate boom of this punishing rental market I live in, rather than be a man of property, I got orchestras together to hear what I wanted to hear. I look at myself as very lucky, and I'm very grateful for it.
You are, and I'm so proud for you, Van Dyke. I think that you're really like amazing. I know that you can say that. You're not going to say that, so I can say that. So after Song Cycle, you went from like on the Warner Bros. Like audiovisual department, that is like the maybe invention of the music videos and stuff. And your idea was to them to have like a better income and one income more, not just like playing live, or what was the idea for that?
That is so nice of you to notice that, and I very much appreciate that, Nicholas. That's wonderful of you. Yeah, but you see, it was not to be, because after I did I think I had 12 or 13 in the works. I call them the baker's dozen. That's an American expression, I guess. A baker's dozen mean just get it done. Realize it's gonna, and that it can work. And I knew it, and I figured it all out, the budget, the whole bit. I figured out how to do it without plastic. We would do it on a closed circuit, non-contaminant. I figured out where to put the screen on the back of the seat of the airplane. I found out how much each wire of a phone line would cost in the state of Iowa. I worked hard. And how? To get a write-off. That's a good tax thing. Make the people of the United States pay for this, called development, and prove that there's a market in audiovisual music. And guess what? and I figured it all out, how much it would cost. And after the cost, and it really not that, but I got the best in the West. I got the best folks from the ad world to come in and give me the cosmetics you see in the Ry Cooder film that was the first that I did. And when they decided that I decided that the way we would do this, folks, since I had the job, we would give the artists that did this 20% after cost recovery. Do you understand me? That means
Yes,
that the artist would make some money, that the artist would not have to be on the road in a cocaine rage
definitely.
trying to make a dime out of this racket. No, we would not endanger the artist. We wouldn't endanger anybody. We wouldn't endanger anybody with plastic. We would go closed circuit. We would give artists a piece of the pie.
Amazing.
Guess what? They liked everything but that last caveat. The thing that I was looking for, a survival mechanism. And when they rejected that, I said no. I left the office and I didn't pursue it. And I got back to the idea of making music, which I did.
So that's amazing. So when you were in Warner Bros., some colleagues of you saying like, Van Dyke, what are you doing in Warner Bros. Or whatever, blah blah blah, or what was like in those times being in Warner, because it's not like the same in these days being on a label.
Well, I think if you're going to make a difference, you have to do what you know to be right. That's all. And I mean, to me, I did what I think is the right thing. I am happy with the impact that I had. I must be satisfied with what came out of it. I'm sorry to see what happened economically with the record business, which I think is an executive sin, but and represents income disparity, the worst face of greed and new wealth and idol worship, all colliding in this Babylon
I know what you mean.
of self-congratulation that the Grammys are. So I wasn't a part of it.
But
I
for
wasn't a
for
part of it.
example, I was thinking on the example of Daniel Jones of Silverchair, that I think that when you work with him, what you both have in common, that is that you don't need to perform live to feel fulfilled as an artist.
I don't know. I don't know. But I love Daniel. Like, what can I tell you? By the way, I saw him perform, and he was like an orangutan on that stage.
I can.
He was all over that stage, so athletic, really incredible. I like mime. What do you call, like Buster Keaton, Charlie Chaplin. I like Marcel Marceau the best of all. To me, is my favorite. I have his picture up on the wall.
Oh, he's great. Oh, see, wow, that's amazing. Oh.
So that.
But I asked for you because we were talking about mental health and that cocaine road and whatever, and I think there's a lot of musicians that pay spiritually the price of those kind of tours or live or whatever. It's like you were not crazy in that time. I think you saw this like 50 years or more, and now there's like a boom of mental health. We have to take each other yoga, vegan stuff, but I imagine on the 70s you were like some kind of advanced mind.
Well, I'll tell you something. I feel fortunate. That's all. I landed on my feet in ways that others never did, and I'm very fortunate about it. Was this day? Let's see. This day. May Pang was born this day. I spent a weekend with her, John Lennon, and Harry Nilsson. And I've been through experiences with people who, for one reason or another, aren't here. It happens to you if you're lucky enough to reach my age. but to have so many friends who are not here.
Yes.
So I feel very fortunate to have come through that tumultuous, drug-infested era, and which was, of course, not of its own making, but part of world events such as napalm on Vietnamese citizens and Negroes hanging from ropes on trees and stuff like that. Events of civil rights importance and American brutality in war and so forth. And we had a lot to do. And I think that the music of that era is a product of those conflicts. And it would not have been the same. The Beatles would not have come to the sunshine after I did that year. I started a line of sunshine songs. We can say that about that song.
That's lovely. So when in that era you recorded Smile, but Smile was like in a box, or what happened to that kind of album? Can you explain to me what happened to Smile with Brian Wilson that took so long for kind of being able to be like on a final edit or whatever?
Oh, well, the group was divided about how they felt about it. So, and so it wasn't for the group, and it was for Brian. And they realized that. And then the net result was a big delay for the project. Okay? But I think that I'm happy with it. I mean, I think it just, to me, the whole thing was a Zen experience of the first order.
But you were like, please, I want to hear you like the final mix, or you were patience enough to say like, okay, I can wait until this is done.
No, what I think was wonderful was just to be able to have the opportunity to work with Brian. That was wonderful, and he was at his peak, and it was just a great event, and I respected his every syllable. Every syllable had an expositionary cohesion. Everything was groovy.
Yes.
To answer your question,
Yes.
that was all it meant to me. Just being able to work with him.
Lovely.
I did not like being accused of an intoxicating, as if I were the one that got Brian high.
Wow. Someone told you that?
Mike Love told everybody that, and
Wow.
he just didn't want me around because it seemed I was taking his job. I didn't want to take anybody's job. I wanted to do my job, whatever that was.
So is it hard to work with friends? Because I think in my like really short experience, it's amazing to work with friends, but sometimes it's quite tricky because of those things that ego and I don't know, jealous and whatever.
I think a successful collaboration should be highly combative. That is, at least skeptical. And you've got and what does it do to the ego aside from punish you? But what it does is take you out of an uncertainty. It's always nice to have somebody in the room who can be wrong, so that you don't have to be. And it's also nice to have somebody in the room who will let you be wrong and continue. To me, it's a wonderful, and if you do that, if you survive it as friends, that's a dividend. That's big time. But a lot of people aren't able to do that. I have heard that forgiveness is power, and you should forgive people because there are abusive collaborations, and that's true. But the thing, I mean, maybe nobody meant to do anything bad, but all of a sudden events conspired to
Yes.
turn it into something so really. But anyway, I think it just the splendor is just being able to do it and come up with something productive that is of value to somebody else, that is of value beyond the dialogue. Even if it's what the French call a folie à deux, which is that two people agree on something that is entirely unsupportable or idiotic. But it is a point of agreement. And I think that that's a wonderful thing. I can see that in my own work as I look back. There's so much I wish I had done better.
Like what?
I don't know. That would cost you a dime. That's an expensive question.
Yes, you have to kill me.
I don't want to bust any bubble of yours.
No, that's amazing.
Maybe, but maybe you think I did a good job. I don't know.
You definitely did it. And I think, Van Dyke, your music is really optimistic and amazing. I think it's really like, I don't know how to say it. It brings me like memories, but in places that I never been. It's great, and I really like it. So thank you, Van Dyke.
Did I promote the record enough?
Yes. What are you promoting? Please tell us.
This is called Only in America.
Yes.
Solo en America. It's with Veronica Valerio.
Oh.
She is from Veracruz.
Oh, Mexico.
And this is something because it's mestizo. It's, a culture that built pyramids 5,000 years ago. And this, to me, just this girl a woman out of Veracruz, Merida, I believe. She asked me if I would do. She's a harpist,
Yes.
so she plays arpista. And the thing is, I thought all Technicolor and Ema Sumac, whom I met. By the way, I met Ema Sumac. But this girl has such a dream. So look what Klaus Voormann, the fellow who did the Revolver cover for the Beatles,
Yes.
did
Oh.
this.
Wow. Makes sense.
Oh no, this is genius.
Wow.
And what you notice, it's black and white. It's not the Technicolor that I wanted. What I wanted was, I wanted Rousseau. I wanted a Haitian postcard with high
Oh,
colors.
lovely.
I want to, just.
Yeah, more like a Japanese art thing.
But then he chose the severity of the Japanese.
Ah, really?
You
Okay.
see that? Yeah, but everything was severe because he realized the sobriety, the dimension of this girl's poetry. I want to find something if I can.
Of course.
I like to play this, man.
La sangre es como los ríos
This is
que
amazing.
van tejiendo memoria.
7/4.
Y así se tejió la historia de la sangre de los míos.
Wow. So good, Van Dyke.
So she sent me. It was a COVID coming. I'm an old man. I'm going to be 80 in January. That means I'm in my 80th year now. And
Technically.
it's so important to stay helpful and to respond. And I have, there's nothing, as I've always said, nothing beneath me. Who wants to do a poetry, an exhibit of poetry from the Yucatan set to music? This woman playing a harp, folk music. What record executive is going to do that? Well, somehow that emerged, but we had no idea how I could somehow just do it with my loyal wife at her blessing. And so she sent email some information. We started downloading, and we had a few FaceTimes, and I added the strings and the woodwinds to her wonderful harp and an occasional violin or percussionist that I insisted that must come from her. And what I did was I took it to a studio which is close to me, and I mixed it. And some man that I had befriended once in Germany, who was the head of a jazz, classical and jazz of BMG, but anyway, what's it the hell? A big mocker baby, a big German, said, "What are you doing?" He said, I quit the industry. I went to Rio for 5 years, and I don't know, I wasn't doing anything. I got bored, so I'm back in Berlin. What are you doing? I said, well, actually, I had just finished enough to present a project to those. And I played him Veronica Valerio. I played him. And got cost recovery. It paid my costs. That is a big deal.
Nice.
And I have never met this fine woman. I have never met her. We don't know each other. I mean, it's a beautiful
That's
girl.
lovely. I think it's a more like romantic thing. I listened to that album thing. I listened to that album, and that's amazing. I love the mixture of groove and all the arrangements, and I think it's a really interesting thing. And you have a really strong connection with Mexico and stuff.
But it's very interesting, very interesting. You see, so I don't think it's important to be noticed. I think it's important not to be noticed if you can, because it comes with great, with of course another dimension of vulnerability. You put yourself at risk if you go up the trees. If you light a third match,
Yes.
you'll get noticed. But I can stand that. But all of the work, the associations, have been enormously satisfying. I went to New York City out of nowhere, I don't know, 10 years or so ago, to do some arranging to an orchestra for Carly Simon. And yesterday it was announced that Carly Simon's two sisters died.
Oh no.
One of them an opera star, and the other who had written a Broadway musical. The Simon sisters were cute people. I mean, charming. I don't know the proper word. Charming to see, and lovely people. And who'd read a book or two. Smart people. And last week, both of her sisters died. But I had a chance to meet Carly Simon, and who was so sweet and empowering, and to me when I arranged for her on record. I don't know the name of the song. I don't know if the mic did a good job or not, but I'd be curious. I would like to find out. But I do know that those sessions in New York were splendid. I did a song with her called "Don't Smoke in Bed." It really took off. And it was very, very 40s, like 1948 type, retro, romantico. And great, took a lot of work to get that measured rubato, had to be conducted. So I met Carly. She wanted me to be comfortable in New York. And so she was hit twice yesterday, or that last week, with the announcement of her two sisters, both of them so vibrant and wonderful. Two sisters died within a day of each other.
Wow. So sad.
And what do we have? What do we have out of it is a lesson. And she didn't nary a daunt. She came out and said what wonderful people they were. She made a statement to the news. to stop it, to People magazine or something. She said they were just so terrific. We're all so happy we got to meet. The thing is, the talent was not just her voice, it was her spirit of mutual empowerment. And this is what this musical thing is, and I've got to go do some work.
No, that's amazing, Van Dyke.
But the musical, the thing is that the music requires that sense of empowering others and a way, and it's a talent. That's the talent, and I hope that my life has represented that I have helped free those prisoners of love, those ones like Randy and Rye that matter to me so to this day. From the get-go, make new friends but keep the old. One is silver, the other is gold.
Lovely.
Hey, I'm happy to see you. Are you rich and famous or what?
I'm not rich and famous yet, but who knows, Van Dyke. I'm really rich as a person, as a spiritually, we can say. I'm really glad to speak to you, Van Dyke.
I am aware of that. I'm very grateful for your kind attention.
Oh, thank you, Van Dyke. Thanks to you.
I wouldn't waste a minute, and anytime you feel that I should help you, you let me know. I'll do what I can.
You're amazing, Van Dyke. I will never forget these words. So thank you so much. And
Huh?
no,
What?
keep on playing, please. Sorry. Bravo! Pew, pew, pew. Thank you, Van Dyke. So.